Turn up that radio. 3, 2, 1, 1. Yeah, delicious. You know you got me twisted. Your eyes, your body, I'm fiending for your kisses. Yeah, delicious. You know you got me twisted. Your eyes, your body, I'm fiending for your kisses. It's funny because I get that question a lot, how I got started, and you get that day and you start. And every day you start again, So people ask me how I got started, but really, it's a lot of beginnings of a lot of days chasing the dream. And that's really where the starting is a lot of beginnings. You know, when I started DJing, that was one beginning. When I started working at the swap meet, that was another beginning. When I started the MBK, that was another beginning. Then later when I started MB Riders, that was another beginning, even starting Nasty Boy Records. So how'd you get started is a real vague question, but you know, there goes some of my answers, you know. I just had to sit down with Roger's oldest brother, Lester, and we went on about how people always ask me, hey man, what patch do you use? What driver? What settings? Can you hook me up with the Roger settings and the DX100? And really what had happened is, I became good friends with Roger Troutman. He did a song for me called Down For Yours, and we did a few other projects that never really were as big as Down For Yours. And then he passed away. It was '99, same year that Pac passed away. And after he passed away, I was kind of left cross-eyed, going, man, Roger's not here no more. And I don't know, just one day I woke up and I thought, maybe I should call Lester and see if he'll make me a talk box like the one he made Roger. And that day when I called Lester, to my surprise, he was like, what would you be willing to pay for something like this? And he answered my question with a question. And I was like, I don't really know how to answer. So I told him what I was willing to pay, or what I could afford. And he's like, he thought about it. I don't know what gave me the idea to go ahead and make me a box. Even though I was born across the border in Mexico, you know, not even a mile from the border, you know, I am from Arizona. This is my home, and it's always been AZ. And so ever since, you know, even songs like Coming Out the PHX, AZ Side, Hottest City in the World, Welcome to Arizona, I've always made sure to put at least one song in every one of my projects that represents AZ. And I don't know if I fully represent the AZ hip-hop scene, because sometimes I do hear that, well, Magic's not really hip-hop, he's not really this, he's not really that. And that's cool, you know, everybody's got a right to their opinion. And you know, there may be a lot more hip-hop-ish, if that's a better word to explain it, artists out there. But I mean, this is me. I'm AZ is me. You know, I coined a lot of terms, you know, Azilla, 60 Deuce, 602, you know, all that stuff. Things that I was the first to say or use in a song. And so, man, it feels good. It feels good. Those that are down with me are down with me, and those that ain't, well, God bless them, you know. But I work with Zigzag, I work with Buki Logue, I work with Dos, I work with L-Dog, and I was starting to work with a lot of people in AZ. My album, to me, was starting to sound like a compilation. We had all these other talents contributing to it. And so I decided that, you know what, I'll make it a compilation. I'll hold up on my album, on the next MC Magic album, and I'll call it the NB Click. NB represent Nasty Boy Records, Click, and I was working with. And as soon as it came out, Nasty Boy Click, it was just conceived as a group. So all of a sudden, we were a group. And so it was kind of an accident, but good things happen like that by accident. Anyway, one of the most memorable moments is what you asked me, is I went to New York in May of 1997, and I was courted by a lot of record companies. The biggest company in the world sat me in their office, Universal Records, and I was face to face with Doug Morris. Doug Morris is still the chairman of the board at Universal Records. I think Universal owns like 40% of all the music in the world. You know what I'm saying? They're the giant. And he made me an offer, and he was like, you know, Magic, we're gonna sign, tell me what it's gonna take. And when I went to New York, in my mind I was thinking, if I don't get 100 stacks, I ain't gonna sign on nobody. And when I was sitting in his office, I was like, I was feeling it like maybe he won't sign me. Maybe he will. Man, I don't know. There was a feeling in my gut that told me, hold up, it's not the time, a real memorable time, denying Universal Records to sign Nasty Boy Click. I'm on the front lines all the time. When I say the front lines is when we sell CDs, I'm right there to sign them. So when someone really takes the time to say, I listen to it, I love it, I'm banging it, I got it on my car, my iPod, in the house, it's in my headphones. It really gives me a good feeling. I'm real proud of the Rewire. You know, we worked with Twista. That was a big deal for me to put him on the album. I saw this rapper named Miss Crazy. She's got an underground following that's really solid. I guess she would be classified as a real chola rapper. But when you really sit down and analyze what she does, she's a classic. I mean, some of her lyrics and her style and her delivery and her anger when she delivers, I would compare her to early Eminem. That's how dope she is to me. And she raps English and Spanish. And I was happy to finally bring, you know, Miss Crazy to the forefront. And it did a lot of good things for me because, you know, a lot of her fans were happy to see that, you know, we had worked on a record together for my new album. And and so I inherited some of her fans. And of course, lots of other people like Chino Brown, Don Cisco. I mean, the list is endless. I got Buki back on the track on the on the Rewire. We hadn't worked on a song together since 1996, I think it was. So it was a long time ago, and he sounds amazing. My man J Times 3 from the radio station, he's on there too. And always try to put something quality out. I find it hard being able to put an album together in 1 or 2 months because every song has to have a special significance, a special meaning, and a sense of you built a house with it, you know what I'm saying? Well, sometimes people ask me, what are your upcoming projects? And really, I'm a spontaneous person. I might say, I'll be working on this for a year, whatever, and I might just say, I'm gonna drop that and then hit a single. So I don't know. I always work on new songs, new projects. I always take the time to listen to new artists and see if one of them people inspire me to be like, this is the new thing that I want to get behind. And I've grown up in the industry and learned a lot. I would love to find that one artist that makes me say, whoa, this is what the world needs to hear. And I get a lot of demo tapes. When I do have a chance to listen to them, I listen and meet people. So I look for something that's real outstanding that one day I can bring to the forefront and people say, wow, Magic brought this to us. Because when I brought MBK, I mean, it was really trend-setting because after that, every Latin rapper had to include like a love song in every one of their albums. And so we kind of changed the game a little bit, you know? And my next project has to be something that really sticks to the wall, you know?